Hello, Midas Mighty. Harry Litman here of Talking Feds. I thought we could talk a little bit about the Michael Sussman trial, which is now underway, because it can be very confusing if you read newspaper accounts, even though at its core, it's quite simple. At its core, the charge by the special counsel, John Durham, more about him in a moment, is that Michael Sussman told a lie to the FBI. What was the lie? It was that he came to them, want to give them information, and he said, hey, I'm not here for a client. I just want to give you a heads up of a story that's going to be winding up in the paper soon and will concern you. And what's the story? The story is that a client of Sussman represents a lot of Democrats, but also some high-tech folks, had been thinking he'd heard some kind of communication between a Russian bank, Alpha Bank, and the Trump campaign. And Sussman, the New York Times wound up running that story, and Sussman was bringing the FBI the heads up on that. The FBI looked at it and found there really wasn't anything there after a few weeks, and that was that. But now comes John Durham. He's the special counsel who Bill Barr appointed like 3 years ago to try to find out whether there was, to investigate the investigators, as it were, try to determine if the FBI, and as Trump advocates put it, the Obama FBI spied on the Trump campaign. So he's plumbed the depths for a few years and hasn't really found much to really distinguish or vindicate his investigation, and it's come down to this pretty picayune charge. So he says when Sussman said, I'm not here on behalf of a client, it was a lie. That's first. And then second, under the law, the lie has to be what is called material. It has to be important. So it can't just be he's lying about, where he got his suit or what he had for lunch. Why is Durham saying it's important? Well, the argument is that, hey, if we had known he was there for a client, something he denies, by the way, but that's the dispute number one, then we wouldn't have taken it as seriously, maybe, and we gave it more credence because of that, gave it a real look. What does Sussman say in response? Give me a break. Everybody in this town knows I'm a lawyer for Democrats, and in fact, FBI memos show it clearly. And moreover, I have no reason to try to tell that little lie to the FBI. It's true, I was there to kind of give them the heads up. That's what I was there. But in any event, FBI agents all the time assume that people have mixed motives or are jaundiced. The guy who reviewed this actual information, as it turned out, didn't even know where it came from. And it's crazy to say that would have mattered so much to the FBI. So that's the legal issue that is really front and center. If this was a lie, was it quote unquote material? Now that's the case, pretty simple, but it really connects to bigger, not so simple narratives. For one, the conviction of a lot of Trump partisans that the FBI, or as they will often put it, the Obama FBI, spied on the Trump campaign, and all the stuff we heard about Russia in 2016 was just made up and political. That's where that side is, versus the Democrats, who are now saying this is completely bogus, an attempt to whitewash Trump. We know that there was smoke, at least in the Michael Flynn case or the Manafort case. It wasn't bogus to be worried about Russian stuff, and the FBI had good reason for looking into Trump. So a big part of the trial is going to be how much the government can sort of infiltrate or provide innuendo about this broader issue. They said in their opening that Sussman was going for an October surprise, obviously trying to get at the broader issue that there was dirt done to the Trump campaign. So bottom line is very small, kind of picayune case, but is connected to bigger stuff. Durham is really, if he can't get a conviction here after going for a few years and not bringing up anything about spying on the Trump campaign, he's pretty well discredited. And of course, Sussman's stakes are very high. He could lose his license, and he's the guy who is the sacrificial lamb now to Durham. So that's what gives it broader importance and often broader confusion as you read about it. Just keep in mind, they're talking specifically, did he lie and wasn't material? And everything else are the broader political overtones and undertones. So there you have it, the Sussman trial. This is Harry Litman of Talking Feds. We now have our own YouTube channel, which you can check out. Just go to YouTube and put in Talking Feds. And Meidas Mighty will be coming at you soon with another explainer. Until then, talk to you later.